So, Sunny, here we are. We're live at Enable, with the Empower event.
Yeah.
We've been talking to a bunch of MSP owners and leaders for the last couple days. They've been talking a lot about talent challenges. But before we get into this, let's have a little fun. Why don't you grab one of those icebreaker cards and see what it says?
Would you stop eating all junk food to live 5 years longer?
That is such an easy one for you. That's almost unfair because I know what your answer is, but I'm a definite nope. I can't give up tacos. There is no way. I'm living that taco life.
So what do you think my answer is?
You'd be like, I already gave that stuff up. I don't know. Does ice cream count though?
Yeah, you're right. I will be a healthy eater to gain 5 years for life extension.
Can we make healthy tacos? Does that count?
Let's talk talent now.
Let's
Todd.
talk talent. So, John on the main stage, he was talking about talent challenges is one of the top three, if not the number one challenge MSP owners are facing today. To grow their business and drive profitability, the scarcity of talent and the ever increasing cost of talent. So, Sunny, you and I have had this conversation a number of times, and a lot of MSP owners where they need to start, just like they need to know their numbers from a sales forecast and such, they need to know their numbers from a talent growth. Why is that important?
Yeah, so majority of the MSPs, they are now quite mature. They do their strategy in Q4 for the next year. So a lot of them do like more of business growth forecast, the revenue forecast, but they don't do a recruitment mapping with the revenue forecast. So one thing that we have learned hard way a couple of years ago was that you have to have sales forecast alignment with the recruitment forecast. And if you're proactive, when you're having those annual strategy sessions, being intentional about knowing your numbers in terms of recruitment pipeline, that what do I need throughout the year, and be proactive in terms of recruitment plan.
Excellent. A lot of people are very reactive when it comes to the recruitment. They don't really start thinking about that until that job opens up.
Yeah.
And you and I often talk about why smart business operators are always hiring, always be recruiting, always be hiring. Why is that, and what advantage does that give a business owner?
Yeah, so normally what happens is that when you have someone leave or someone being promoted and you have a position available and it's a critical position, then there is a lot of stress on other team members because they are pulling that weight that position is supposed to pull. So we are reactive in that situation, right? So resignation comes, you have 2 weeks. It's hard to find good talent in 2 weeks and have them on board, training. So there is that vacuum then gets created. That is more like a culture impact, because when other people are doing more work, more hours, then the overall morale comes down. So it is really important to be proactive and thinking that what are your critical positions, along with the recruitment forecast that we were talking about. Those are new positions, right? New contracts come in, you need new team members to support those contracts, those customers. But there are positions where you might need to replace or you might need to fill because of someone's promotion. So understanding who are the people where there's potential promotion by month, and being proactive to go out there and look for talent that can fill those positions.
Right. And, we often talk about, a lot of people think about like running help wanted ads on their, putting the positions on their website. But you and I often, I know we are both proactive members of the Top 20 Club, if you will.
Yeah.
Why don't you share what the Top 20 Club is all about?
Yeah, so Top 20 Club is a strategy that whatever your critical positions are, for those critical positions, always having 20 people on your list that you are connected with, and you can reach out to them to kind of, present this opportunity. So always be hiring, right? So our message normally is you should always be hiring, because you cannot go wrong with always be hiring.
Right, and for those, it doesn't mean always having a position open to bring someone in. But having that warm list of contacts of prospective, candidates.
Yeah, it's like a virtual bench.
Yeah, virtual
Right,
bench. That's
so
a
it's
great way
not
to put it.
costing you anything, but you always have that virtual bench available that in case you need to fill a position or positions for any reason, you can just go to your virtual bench and that time to hire, time to fill that position will always kind of really go up when you have that virtual bench available to you.
Absolutely. And I mean, I guess we could share the story about me and you. So
Yeah.
what a lot of people out in the industry don't know is Sunny had actually approached me 2 years before I joined IT by Design, but I turned him down, wasn't ready. I was going to go into the doggy daycare business. But,
Or ice cream shop.
Yep, something along those lines. And but Sunny put me on his top 20 list, and we kept seeing each other at different events, and just staying in touch. And 2 years later, we met up at an industry event in Phoenix, and the time was right. And about 30 days later, I joined the team. So
Yeah, you made me wake up that day very early because you wanted to meet very early 7 a.m.
I was
before,
worth it, brother. I'm
before
worth
the
it.
peer group. But that was, it was worth waking up that day early and having breakfast with you.
Absolutely. And one more. Let's talk a third item. So I'm all about the list of threes. So I think a valuable candidate source that a lot of organizations overlook are their prior employees. Especially in today with the great resignation, and now we're starting to see the great rebound. Why is it important to stay in touch, and what are some programs that MSPs can use to re-win that talent back to their team? Because obviously, if they were on your team, there was something there. They know your processes, procedures.
Yeah.
Why not try to win that talent back?
Yeah, because your golden ticket rule, right? So you always talk about golden ticket. So if someone's status is rehire, that okay to rehire, you always want to be connected with the person. Like, if you have a newsletter that you're sending to your customers, you can put that in kind of alumni for your company. So people, where they were good people, they just wanted to explore other things, but they will be great team members if you bring them back. So it's good for them. Now they have more experience. They have seen different things in different roles or companies. So always staying connected with them, and because that will always give you a strategic advantage, because the way your training time will go down because these people know, as you said. And it's also like when people in your company, they know that your culture is to support people and help them create bigger future. That could be within your company, that could be somewhere else. And they see that other people, they left, now they come back, and you have that open door for them. That also impacts your culture in a very positive way, because people feel safe.
Yep.
People have that comfort that, okay, if they have an opportunity to talk to you, and if you can be there for them to help them create bigger future somewhere else, if that is the only option, they respect you more. The relationship goes to a totally different level, and you will be the first person they're going to call you if they now are done with whatever they're doing, and they're ready to explore opportunities with you.
Absolutely. The grass is not always greener on the other side.
Absolutely.
So, one of the key, let me pivot that another way. So LinkedIn recently released a survey where they did a survey of 10,000 people who had changed jobs within the last 12 months. And they asked them what was the number one reason they changed. And the number one reason was not salary. As John was talking about this as part of his presentation. It was about recognition and engagement and opportunity. You've grown IT by Design from just you to now we're over 600 people. So obviously there's some retention there.
Yeah.
What should business owners be thinking?
What should business owners be thinking? People first. That, and when it comes to people first, of course, customer, that you're dealing with, that John was talking about, is relationship with the person. But you have to start with internal people. If you serve your internal people well, they will serve that customer well. So people first, but your internal people first. And if you can take care of that, your culture, and your numbers,
Yep.
you can be a great entrepreneur.
Yep, and I think, here in the world of MSPs, obviously we have our PSA tools out there
Yeah.
to manage our tickets, our incidents. We have our RMM like N Central to monitor and manage our devices out there. MSPs have, by and large, especially the mature partners that we're talking to, they have some kind of financial platform in place to control their financial numbers. And,
Yeah.
pivoting right back to where we started, knowing the numbers about the people, you got to have a people platform like Team GPS.
Yeah.
We've implemented Team GPS at IT by Design. What has that done from, the executive level, allowing you to get, vision down into the line here?
Yeah, so I mean, you can't manage what you can measure, right? Or you need to measure to manage. And if you don't know people's sentiment, then as you become a bigger company, then it's hard to kind of really stay in touch with everyone. So we have 600 plus people. So you have to also put those sensors in place, those systems in place. And we have Team GPS that we use internally and also is created for MSPs.
Yep.
It's really to measure your people experience and your customer experience and how they are both interrelated with each other.
Excellent. All right, one last question. I always like to throw that one zinger in there. What's your number one takeaway here from Empower 2022?
At the end of the day, we are creating value for people, right? So when you see that Enable leadership team, they talk, they're good people, they talk about partners and their overall strategy from what they're doing with the market builders, so helping MSPs with marketing, helping MSPs with the peer group, that, build your business where you have great people internally and also you do business with great people because great people will attract great people. So I think people being at the center. So there is a lot of talk about people and a lot of talk about overall how you create that customer experience. And so my takeaway from even the keynote this morning and keynote yesterday is that like innovation was yesterday, the transformation. And today is basically how you create that brand identity where people are so proud of that brand.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Sunny, it's been a wonderful chat as always, and to the Enable community at large, thank you for having the team here at IT by Design join you at this year's Empower, and we look forward to many, many more returns.
Thank you, Todd.